Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for the collective healing yesterday. I had so much fun healing all of you guys, and we cleared and went through so much. So this video might be long. Feel free to just kind of have it playing in the background of while you do something, because I'm genuinely seeing that this might go for 20 minutes. So, or maybe not. But I want to just say that the Patreon group gets 4 of these healings each month for $30, and individually these healings cost $15. So if you're really loving this healing work and also want a community to talk about your growth periods and talk about your growth in general and just kind of come together and discuss certain weird things that are happening and feel less alone, the Patreon group is amazing. We have a Facebook group where everybody posts and talks about their growth periods, and we share cool things that happen to us. We share if we get our manifestations and all that stuff. And so I would love if you guys joined us for that. $30 a month, you get 4 healings. So it's like if you paid for all of those, you'd get, it's like a $60 offer. It's pretty neato. I would highly recommend it. And everybody in the Patreon seems to just freaking love it. We are 85 people strong right now, so it's pretty cool. So to begin, where to begin with this, with romance? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about lots of different scenarios. So people who are single, people who are in a relationship, people who are thinking about breaking up with somebody, people who are not wanting to get back into the relationship, all that jazz, just a lot of things I saw. So one of the major things that I saw that everybody had, which was a major theme, was being addicted to the honeymoon phase, or the high of drama in relationships. So this is what I mean. It's everything's really good, oh, there's a problem, we're gonna go through the problem, and then we're gonna make up from that problem. In the makeup, there's kind of this roller coaster, or it's a skydive, and it's a wee, oh my god, we're falling, and it's the rush of falling, or the rush of going through something, or the rush of drama. And this just wasn't even in romantic relationships. It looks like this was in different just regular relationships and friendships too. So but with romantic relationships, there's always this toxicity, and then you'd make up, and there'd be the high from that, everything's okay. And there was this thing that was what made the relationship interesting was the stimulation of the drama. And so it was it's always kind of a crash and burn, and then you go back up and then crash, and it's this scary am I gonna die feeling, or am I gonna be okay, or it's there's just an addiction to this. And I think we've all experienced relationships that are like this. And instead, so I started clearing this energy of this addiction to drama. Even if you don't think you're addicted to it, drama doesn't even necessarily have to be drama in relationship, but it can also be just running other people's energies, or allowing other people into your space for relationship. Just a lot of different things that you can be doing. And so what I did, so everybody was showing me this spiritual image. So what I do is I heal via kind of I take one spiritual image out that you keep replaying over and over and over again, and I basically reprogram your spirit body to have a new spirit image kind of come in. So the image was kind of this skydiving, falling, and then we make up and we make out and we have amazing sex or something like that, but instead I saw just it's oh, if it's just a straight line, then it's a plateau and it's boring. And what you're wanting was it's the high, and you get the high from falling and almost dying, or the relationship crumbling, or some drama happening, or it's he cheats on you, and then he's oh my god, you're the woman of my dreams, and I want to marry you. And so it's just these extremes. And don't get me wrong, you can learn a lot from the extremes, but it looks what a lot of you guys are calling in right now. And the reason why you're kind of avoiding relationship is because it that's fucking intense. And it looks a lot of you guys really love those really intense emotional connections. Usually spiritual people are not just all about the whatever, it's you. And so that's why we were twin flames and stuff like that. So what you can do is, if you start to run your sexual energy, and it's not necessarily always about sex. It can just be about literally like just pleasure. And it's your body's physical energy. And to take the gender out of this, I'm going to call it uterus energy, and then there's penis energy, okay? And when you're running that energy through you smoothly, it's the energy of pleasure. And wherever that had been shamed, it looked like you guys, it's like when you're running your pleasure energy, things just, peace feels good. It feels juicy. It doesn't feel bland. You're not bored of it. It like tastes good. Like think of like, without your sexual energy, peace tastes like a cardboard box. And it's like, to make that cardboard box more interesting, like let's smash it, or like let's do something to it. Like this is so boring. And instead, peace with this energy running, it's like peace tastes like a really, really juicy watermelon, and you really can taste it. Just like sensual and just content, and you can just really be in it. And I saw that like peace in relationship, what you're wanting is that taste, that invigoration, that excitement. And you can get that excitement simply from doing something simple as like biting into a watermelon. You know, it's like, that's why people sometimes even get addicted to drugs. Like, can you have that like, whoa, this is amazing feeling, you know, in the body just normally? And like that you can. It's just where that energy of pleasure has been shamed. And so I really started to clear where you couldn't run your body's energy of pleasure and just be content with what is. And instead of falling with these different states of pleasure, going higher. So it's like, whoa, we just went higher, like, and then it's just stable and like boom, and it's like, oh, we just went even higher. So like it looks like even with when you get into a partnership, or those who are in a partnership, this sort of energy and running this energy and having this already flowing in your body, which is what I cleared, and hopefully you are beginning to run, it'll make the sex better, and that will, experiencing sexual pleasure or just pleasure from like little things, it's like almost every year you spend with that person and they get to know you more, and then you go even higher with them and even higher with them and even higher and higher and higher. And so that's the new image that I really tried to integrate into your body, that you can just keep climbing and growing, and each year it can get better. It doesn't go away. It's not like it's not going to fall away and it never lasts. And so this energy was tied to a lot of different things. It was like not making people want to enter relationships for this, but it's like the high of that is like, it's amazing, right? You know, but it's the lows are terrible. It's like, why would I want to be in that? Me being single for 5 years, I'm like, I don't want any part of that. So I was clearing with this, I was clearing some of these false beliefs that said love can never last, and there's only one honeymoon phase, and then that excitement wears off, and then it's just super serious. And like, don't get me wrong, like it's like approaching dating for singles, right? Or even, you know, yeah, singles. I don't know where I was going with that. It's like dating is really serious. Like this person, like even approaching dating for a lot of you guys, it was like so serious. I don't know what it is about our generation, but we're like millennials and Gen Zs, we don't date. Like we don't go on lots of dates with people. I don't hear about that a lot. And it's like, because it's so, I feel like we just, especially in the spiritual community, we just like love people so hard. And it's like, you, exclusive, we're the one. And it's just like, I took the seriousness out of dating and kind of bracing yourself. It was kind of like you guys were showing me when it came to going and meeting somebody new. It was like, instead of the excitement, instead of seeing dating and love and all of this stuff as an exciting adventure, you saw it as something you have to brace yourself for the pain and maybe open up to. And I took that fucking out because it wasn't working. And I put this other sort of like, a lot of you, I didn't put it in. It was like your truth. I was like, the truth is that it's not that big of a deal. Like it's a big deal, but it's like, there's a lot of drama behind it. And it's like, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. And it doesn't need to be this insane crash and burn drama twin flame runner chaser. Oh my God, what if, it's just like the drama. Like, that's all fucking drama. It's like, it doesn't need to be that intense. I mean, it can be intense, but it doesn't need to be that dramatic or that serious. Like, you can go on a date with somebody, it can go well, and then, or you can break up with them or you continue. Like, whatever. It's just, it's not this, like, you guys get what I'm saying. I've said it like 3,000 times. So, continuing forward, I cleared this energy, especially for people with uteruses, and I'm going to say this because it's the truth. People with uteruses can have babies, okay? So that is a thing. If you have a uterus, you can have a baby. And what I'm saying here, like, nobody should waste anybody's time. Got it? Like, anybody. So I cleared this for everyone. The people with penises or people who identify as men, like, or non-binary. I cleared this as well. Like, everybody cleared this. But, the one thing that I learned from my spiritual teacher is that women, our time when it comes to mating, from a purely biological level, we don't have time. I mean, we do, but we don't have we don't have time to waste, like, on somebody who's not willing to commit to us. And the thing is that I healed for those people that are males that are maybe into women or into people with uteruses. If that person with the uterus wants to start a family, she needs to be able to begin at least by, like, basically her time is up at like 45, and men, if they want to start a family at the age of like 50 or, like 60, they biologically have the time. And so we have to recognize the biological differences between people with penises and people with uteruses in that aspect, where our time means a lot. And a man or somebody, whomever, who disrespects that time and just kind of strings you along does not respect the difference between you and him. And you and whomever, okay? Like, anybody who's wasting your time. But you guys get what I'm saying here. So this is not gender exclusive. It's just like, it's a thing. It's, if you want to start a family, you can later. Or people with penises can do it when they're fucking 70 and have, like, more kids. Like, we can't. And so that's the thing, is, like, I started really clearing, especially in the people with uteruses, where you were giving this other person the opportunity to waste your time because they are not respecting you. Nobody should waste anybody's time, but especially this sort of thing. And I just really started seeing you really begin to own yourself, and not in like a necessarily like a fuck you sort of way. It's just like a, dude, you're wasting my time. Like, get it together or don't. Like, you can't wait. My time is precious. Anybody's time is precious, but especially people with uteruses who want to start a family. Our time is precious. Figure out what the fuck you want. And on top of that, what I saw was that on the astral, you guys, it looks like we're still, everybody, you guys are all still interacting with either your exes or people who you kind of had things with or something like that. And it was like, you're still doing this all, so you're kind of in a weird, like, relationship up here. And in a weird way, like, down here, you're not able to maybe enter a relationship or really commit to that relationship that you're in, because there's kind of like these two different things that are happening. And so I really just started to have you guys basically have these serious talks with these people, perhaps that you're continuing to dream about, who are on your mind all the time. Okay, that's a good hint that you're interacting with this person spiritually, as if they literally are on your mind all the time. It just looks like I had you guys have the courage to finally begin to have those talks and either begin to seriously end those spiritual relationships because they are holding you back. You can end the physical relationships, but I'm seeing you guys still do all this crazy stuff. Men, women, non-binary, everybody, okay? Like everybody was just up there still doing this, and what it's having you do is not be able to fully bring in that person or fully commit to that relationship with that person, or maybe even break up with that person if you need to, because it's like, oh, maybe I'm gonna go be with this person and I don't know. It's like, I saw you guys really making the legitimate agreements to either have a talk, be really fucking done and stop dreaming about them and stop letting them into your space, or, you know, just be done. Yes, that's what I saw there too. Another thing that I saw was a lot of people were really scared. I'm one of these people that, like, I don't want to, singles, I don't want to be in a relationship because of who I turn into when I'm in that relationship. So I either merge with the person, become exactly like them. They're a fucking distraction. They're going to hold me back from my career. They're going to hold me back from doing what I want. And these are all these false beliefs that were really put into your space, either by parents, society, all these different people, that, like, just was not helpful for you. What if a relationship and experiencing love helps you become the best version of yourself? What if it helps you with your career? What if it helps you see yourself better? What if that person is a beautiful mirror and they're not a distraction? There's something that is, it is an addition to your life that is helpful. It's like, instead of seeing like your life as like this pie, okay? And it's like all of this time that you have for you, and that relationship comes in and then they take a part of that pie. Instead, I see it's like, oh, all of a sudden I don't have all this time for me. Instead, I saw what actually happened was the pie got bigger. You grew more. That was the new image, was like you received more of yourself. Like, yes, time, I guess, is physically limited, but like, it was almost like, okay, say, I'm just throwing something out there here right now. Like, if I had a partner, maybe he'd be like, okay, like, Courtney, go make your video now. Like, do it. Like, I believe in you. And I'm like, okay. And like, maybe I'm somebody who procrastinates. Yes. And then like gets scared. You know, just like certain things. Like, you know, like a person can help you with your career. Another human being can be something like that. Romantic relationship, a healthy relationship, can help you grow to new heights. So I saw a lot of you guys resisting not getting into a relationship because you're like, well, I really like the relationship with myself right now. And so I saw another picture of what happens, of like, you guys had this image of like, when you get into a relationship, you merge with the person and you lose yourself. And you're like, well, I really like the relationship with myself. So I just basically took that out. I was like, it doesn't have to be that way. And you're just showing up as you and they're showing up as them. And you guys stopped asking, does this person like me? This is you. Does this person like me? Do they like me? And like changing yourself to be this person. And you started asking yourself, do I fucking like them? And you stayed you. You stayed you. And from this space, a really healthy relationship can grow and blossom. So it was like meeting somebody who's also willing to go into that agreement, who's also not wanting to take your energy or merge with you or become like you. It's just like two independent people who are helping each other grow a really big pie. Pies. Okay, so for those of you in relationship, or, you know, maybe those spiritual relationships, me, you finally, I really gave you guys the courage. No, I didn't give it to you. It's your truth. I just cleared where you couldn't have your truth, okay? I don't do shit. I mean, well, I do things. I just don't want to take away your power. You know what I mean? Okay. So, having the courage to finally end the relationship, because it looks like a lot of you guys saw yourself as alone without this relationship. And there was a codependency here if it was unhealthy. Spiritual, not spiritual. Okay, so I took a lot of the charge around alone, okay, and I began to have you guys see alone as a neutral experience. Just because you're physically alone does not mean that you have to feel lonely. by releasing a lot of that, you guys really started to integrate what it is that you truly want. And I see you guys being able to set healthy boundaries, or not just, maybe even if you're not in a relationship, not jump into a relationships that you settle for based on, I don't want to be alone. So there's a lot of different things that were happening with this. And then I saw this breakup or whatever happens, instead of it being something that's like really dramatic or sad or what, I mean, it's going to be sad, don't get me wrong, but it is, instead of the ending of something and you're just mourning the ending the entire time and you're just looking at the lack, that there's nobody in front of you, you began to see this as a creation of something new, which is space. You have created space for yourself, okay? So space is a thing, and I've talked about this on my Twitter a little bit lately. It looks like you guys are wanting to create physical spaces in your aura, in your life, in your universe. You wanted space, and from that space something can come in and you can create something new. So don't be so afraid of being alone. Alone doesn't mean you're feeling it's like a black hole and there's nothing around you and you're sucking it. No. It's just space. And what you guys are wanting to bring in is a lot of peace with that. So peace is something also that I saw. So the next thing that I saw and I cleared and released was that people are not able to move. People are not capable. So you did not see your partner or potential partner as somebody who's capable. And this was damaging, because what you did was you would take on their problem, then they only have 50% of their energy to handle their problem. You start to help them by going through your problem in your space, okay? And then you can't solve a problem that's not yours, and they can't solve their issue. Y'all are just pissed off at each other. Nobody's capable. Nobody's doing anything. And the relationship fails. Okay, so again, gender is all different, all different things, but I did heal a lot where it was like, men are not capable, or women are not capable, and it's just like, that opposite sex, or like that, this person over here just like isn't capable. But I did see, for those of you that are cis, this sort of gender war going on between you two, where like you guys were like, men are stupid, men are incapable, and then like men are like, women are fucking crazy, and it's just like this war, and it just wasn't helping. And so you were taking on their problem, they were taking on your problem. And then for those of you in the LGBTQ community, everybody, it was just a shit show. Like everybody was just like, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're doing, and like, I do this. So, I just want you all to know I see you all as capable now. Every single one of you can do it. I cleared that energy. A lot of that is actually foreign. People are capable, no matter if they're on your path or not, if they're doing the exact same thing as you or not. Like, they're capable and they're doing their own thing in their own way. And you can appreciate that. And from that space, you gave everybody back their problems. And it looks like for some of you, you're going to see some up-leveling. You're going to see some like, oh, this person's stepping up to the plate. Or you finally are just like, I don't need to be with somebody where I feel like I have to take care of them all the time. You are not capable to leave. So, final thing, jazz hands. Fuck love is left to fate. Like, fuck that. Fuck that. Like, oh, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Or like some astrology transit's gonna bring it to ya. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, like the planets will bring it to me. No, bitch, you make it happen. Fuck that. What that does is it's the energy of powerlessness and victimhood. So you are a victim to fate then. Oh, if it's meant to be, it'll be. you're left, you know, like there's no choice being made. Like, yes, maybe if you guys do break up, you know, and come back together, that's great. But do you want to know what actually is happening there? It's not fate. You're actually creating that on the astral and bringing that down on the physical. Yeah, you're creating it. It's not the planets necessarily. It's not fate. It's not destiny. It's your soul decided to be with that person again. So yes, maybe to an extent, the physical body is kind of like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But like also, there was just like there was no connection made here between astral soul you and physical you, and this wasn't helping your body integrate your soul's truth and like knowing and seeing it and being able to make a decision and communicating with your soul, do I want to be with that person or not, and helping you in present time either move forward, be with the person, not be with the person, all this stuff. You can create things. And divine timing is a thing. It'll come in at the right time, but it's not left to something outside of you. And that's what I was clearing. Maybe you don't necessarily know the exact time it's coming, but it's gonna come if you want it. If you want love in this lifetime, it will come. You create it. So yeah, basically just like returned your energy of like power, really allowed you to sink that in and really have that and integrate it into your body. And I just saw you really, really owning your role as a co-creator in your reality and feeling really stoked and excited about the future of like whomever you're going to meet, or being okay with ending a relationship, or actually being able to move forward based on what it is that you want. So yeah, those positive things really, really coming in are just a lot of power, a lot of capability, seeing other people as capable and them showing up for you, depending on if they're ready for that or not. And then other positive things that are happening. I think I talked about all the positive things that are happening. Just like, you know, dating can be fun. People, you know, can't waste your time anymore. There's going to be boundaries being set. Just a lot of good, juicy shit. So, yeah. Love you guys dearly, and thank you for tuning in. Like I said, this is gonna be really long. So, yeah. Talk to you later.